So spurs, saddle, martingale, bit is giving you a move. How did you teach him for it? 2 pillars. He's tied to the pillars, whipping him with the whip, putting chains on his 4 legs, front legs, back legs, and making him do this for half an hour or 45 minutes or 1 hour. And with time, he does it while leading, and with time, he does it with a rider on his back and someone whipping the horse from the backside. And with time, the horse does the exact move without any equipment and tools and without anyone helping you with the horse. They call it natural horsemanship. They call it liberty riding. They call it freedom. If you want to believe it, okay, but to me, I just laugh. You look at that, or you hear that, and you just laugh. Why? It's very simple, because you cannot lie to someone who knows what he's talking about. He tried it, then he said it, and he will do it again. If the horse fears the whip and keeps fearing the whip, he was whipped with the whip. The whip was used. If you say that you don't use bits at all, then start and break the horse from the beginning until the end without a bit, without a halter. Show it to me. Impossible. They use the saddle, they use the spurs, they use the halter, they use the bit, then they take off these equipments and tools one by one until they reach to a point that they ride the horse without anything, but still they are using the spurs, or in so many other cases, still they are using the whip. So if you judge from the final result without caring about what happened before, you're just a fan. You're just someone who watches something beautiful, and that's it. A fan is a fan. You can't compare him to someone who wants to develop, who wants to become better, who wants you to make him become better, or who wants you to develop him. So develop me, or let me develop you, or leave me alone. I think any good rider will say that. So use your mind. He's giving him or her a very good move with just a touch with the spurs. Why is that? If you touch the horse with your finger or with the spurs once or twice or 3 times or 10 times, with time, he stops responding to it. He gives no reactions because it's not painful anymore. Now, why does he keep responding to it and reacting to it, and even reacting in a very fast and, let's say, obvious and clear way? He's scared. Because it was used in a strong way in the beginning. Did not see it. But with time, the horse fears it, so they just give him touches with it. That's something you can see with your own eyes if you look at the ways they train the horses with, the process they use to train the horse. So how you do it is much more important than just doing it. Final result, you use a spurs, you use a saddle, a martingale, 2 bits, 2 reins. You don't even have the right to talk about liberty riding or horsemanship or not hurting the horse or whatever. Because the first one who should be asked about it is you. So don't judge from final results. How it happened is very, very important in horsemanship. Now, a lot of people can say the same thing goes for real trust or desensitizing or whatever you want to call it. The same thing happens. You use strength or force, and with time the horse will fear nothing. Okay, show it to me. It's not just hearing something and using it against the other person or the other side. No. It's about proving it by showing it or letting people see it. It's impossible to make the horse stop fearing something by using strength. Impossible. When the horse fears something, he fears it because it's his nature to fear anything new to him. And when he's afraid, he wants to take off and run away to the opposite direction. Now, usually, the scary thing itself does not hurt the horse with all riders. For example, he's afraid from a sack or a car or a sound. Usually with all of us, the scary thing did not hurt the horse physically or even mentally. So why does he keep running away? Why does he keep running away from the scary thing although it did not hurt him? Why does he spook? It's very simple. Because the hand reaction was bad, so he connected between the scary thing and the bad hand reaction from the rider. So he believes the scary thing is painful because the rider's hand was painful. So a different rider with a good hand reaction in the same situation, same position, controlled the horse. The horse does not fear the same thing that he feared. Why? Because now there is no pain. Here and there, the scary thing did not hurt him, but with the bad rider, the hand hurt him. With the good rider, the hand did not hurt him. So it's all about the hand. Now, if you say it's possible to train the horse to not fear anything by using strength, show it to me. What will happen? He will fear it more and more and more. The more strength you use, the more you will lose in these situations. That's why I care about real trust. Real trust is the real deal, because you cannot get real trust from the horse unless your hand direction is correct. But training the horse to do a move can be done in a good way, but again, can be done in a bad way. Now, when I say real trust, I'm not saying ho 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 for 1 or 2 or 3 months, then the horse gives you what you want. No, I'm saying real trust means you are scaring the horse, putting the horse in a real test. He's afraid in front of you. He did spook. He did want to run away or bolt, but still he chose to stop because he trusted you. This is what I call real trust. Training the horse for 1 or 2 objects, and when he sees something new, he runs away to the opposite direction, bolts to the other opposite direction, means it's just training the horse for some objects. I'm talking about real trust, which means he's afraid, he wanted to run away, he tried running away, but was not successful in running away. Why not? Because the hand reaction was correct, which means mentally and physically, he trusted the rider on his back. He felt that you are one piece with him, a piece of him, with him, from him, just not just an extra weight on the horse's back. So again, use your mind. Some things in horsemanship or in the horse's world does not need experience. It just needs someone to use their mind. Don't be stupid enough to believe a lie. Use your mind. If he keeps feeding the whip, why? If someone knows, as a man, as a mankind, that you will never ever hit him with the whip, then why should he fear it when you just point it at him? Again, some people use it in a good way, some people use it in a bad way, but don't deny using it. Don't talk about other equipments and tools when you use all these equipments and tools. It makes no sense at all. A big couch that they call a saddle, big knives or daggers that they call spurs, 2 bits, 2 reins, and these people talk about bareback riding and they say it's not comfortable for the horse. It's painful for the horse. Really? Really? So they start thoroughbred horses when they are 1.5. They start racing when they are 2 years old. They go to the, let's say, most important race in the country when they are 3 years old. They retire at what, 4 years old or 5 years old. But the fact is, thoroughbred horses and other horses, especially warm blood or hot blood horses, keep growing up until they are 6 years old. Imagine, they start the horse, they race him, and he retires before he stops or continues growing up. Imagine that someone does everything in his life before he reaches, let's say, 19 years old or 20 years old. This is what they do. And then they want to talk about painful things from bareback, painful things from false starts or whatever. Look at their horses. Look at the injuries or the problems that their horses have in endurance riding, in flat racing, in show jumping. more than 70% of these horses are ruined. Joints, tendon, backs, shoulders, thighs, muscles, more than 70% of them are injured. So when they tell you something, use your mind. They tell you something, they say something, and they do it. And the other side did not even do it and actually did the complete opposite. So don't just listen to what they say. Use your mind. Think about it. Is it convincing you? If it's convincing you, if it's convincing in your opinion, then that's it. Do it. But in my opinion, most beginners don't do what they are convinced in or at. They just do it because they heard it or they listened to it. But in my opinion, especially in horsemanship, no one will help you when the horse wants to take off or bolt. What they say cannot help you with the horse. Your hand reaction will help you. You cannot say to the horse that a good teacher taught me how to ride. A good teacher said I'm correct. The horse does not care about that. The horse says, give me a good reaction, I give you a good reaction. Give me a bad reaction, the first thing I will do is kick your ass or buck you off my back. So final results in so many things in horsemanship means absolutely nothing, unless, I talked about that a lot, unless the final result you got is something that cannot be achieved by bad riders or with bad riders. Bad riders can't achieve it. In this case, just doing it proves you are a good rider. For example, totally controlling the horse when he's afraid is a final result that when you see, immediately you say he's a good rider. Why? Because it's impossible to achieve that achievement, that result, by doing something wrong. The only way for doing it is doing something right. What is the proof? Very simple. Do it in a bad way. Prove me wrong. Control a horse who's absolutely afraid, bareback, without any equipment and tools, just you and a horse and a rope or a bit, and control him when he's totally afraid by using strength. Show it to me. Anyone. Impossible. So just doing it proves you are a good rider. But more than 80% of what we do with the horses in horsemanship can be done in a good way and can be done in a bad way. So how you do it is much more important than just doing it. So control and trust is completely different than just training the horse to give you 1 or 2 moves, and when he's afraid of something, the first thing he does is bolting and running away to the opposite direction. That's my opinion about these issues or matters.